So I had this thought yesterday. Is Sosa going to be trade bait for possible bullpen arm? The reason I was thinking this is because if Whit Merrifield can kind of, I know he's your best defensive replacement, but you can't have a bench of all right-handed hitters.
Yeah.
And if Christian Pache truly beats out Jay Cave, Jay Cave's holding on to life here because he's a left-handed bat on the bench. Garrett Stubbs is, but you don't really want to use him in pinch hit situations. Like, I wonder. I think somebody's getting moved this spring training.
Well, yeah, I think
because I think you want to keep
tryouts.
Cave just for the left-handed bat aspect, and you don't want to move on from Pache because he's not going to clear waivers.
Right.
And
so I feel like Pache's one that has been doing well.
I wonder if Whit Merrifield displaces Sosa. If they feel okay about him filling in at third as well as second. I mean, you need that shortstop replacement, so Sosa might. But they might move somebody. Like, I don't know. Maybe they feel okay with Whit playing shortstop once every 3 weeks or something.
Yeah. I mean, Rob was mentioning how he can literally play everywhere. Infield, outfield. He didn't exclude shortstop or, obviously he can play second base. That's his main position. They said pretty much any position. But he said any spot that he can play. So I imagine that.
I wonder what's going to happen there. Because you can't, like, as much as I think the righty-lefty thing can be overblown at times, you can't have a bench of all right-handed bats.
No, exactly. I mean, it would be interesting, but I do think there's also on the flip side, what would be. He plays shortstop.
Yeah, hypothetical man with a great point. He says Stock can slide over at shortstop some days.
You've got
and
flexibility.
Whit can play second. I really think. I wonder. I think they're moving somebody. And to me, yesterday on my walk, this was what I was thinking about.
I love this.
I was going.
Glad you were going for a walk.
Yeah, I love going for walks, but I didn't have the kids, so I just had music in, and I was, off in Phillies, La La Land, and I was like, wait, you kind of have to keep Cave. And then I was like, well, Sosa, if Merrifield, they're going to make a trade.
That's the thing that I remember when Rob was talking. I was like, this is the beauty of it all because you have, obviously, Bohm can play third. He can slide over to first if needed. Whit can play anywhere. Second is his main spot, but he can play third. He can play right field, left field, center field. You can obviously always move. You can move Brandon Marsh over to center field. You can always, as mentioned, you can move Bryson Stott to shortstop. So you've got that, opportunity to be able to move players around. And if you have someone like a Jake Cave or, Edmundo Sosa, that's right now their role's not what made them valuable is not as valuable anymore because you got super utility man with Merrifield.
And then, if Weston Wilson has a great spring, does he get in the mix? Jonathan Might in the chat says, I take Wilson /Pache over Sosa /Cave. Now, Sosa is like a good bench piece. But is he worth jamming yourself up for?
Right.
When you could possibly move him for maybe a veteran bullpen type. Yeah. Tyler, your thoughts on this? I know you're a Sosa fan, and, he's a very good bench piece to have.
Yeah, I think there's versatility in Sosa.
But isn't there versatility in Merrifield, too?
Of course there is. I mean, he's the ultimate versatility. But I think that you want guys on your bench that can play multiple positions.
Mm-hmm.
But Cave can do that. Whit can do that.
And Sosa can do that.
Oh, would it be Sosa or Cave for you if you had to choose?
Or Weston Wilson.
Would it be Sosa or Cave? I would keep Sosa. Yes, I don't disagree.
But the left-handed bat
understood that you need a left-handed bat off the bench, but so Wilson is, he's an outfielder, right? I mean, I guess you could theoretically have him play some third.
I think I'm going to look it up right now, but I think he has played a little bit of spot third.
I think that's what I mean is he's actually probably a third baseman by trade, and they put him in the outfield out of necessity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he's a major league third baseman.
No, but in an emergency, can you go stand there and look the part?
And actually, by the way, last year he played 79 games at Lehigh Valley at shortstop.
Wow.
Weston did?
He did.
See, the more and more we talk about this, I don't know. I think Sosa's the odd man out.
But in 2022, he played 43 of his 90-some-odd games from Nashville in the outfield. So, yes, there's versatility with Weston Wilson.
Basically, your whole bench has versatility.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I personally would take Sosa over Wilson. I think the glove's better.
Well, the glove's undoubtedly better, but Weston Wilson's bat is undoubtedly better.
I agree.
Assuming he translates given the opportunity.
Yeah.
Agree.
And that's what Rob was talking about for Weston. I mean, obviously this past weekend we saw him hit a 2-run homer. And for Weston Wilson, he was mentioning he is that guy that had, he's a 30-30 guy in AAA. We obviously know the at-bats that he can provide. And so he was mentioning this exact thing. You've got Witt, you've got Edmundo, you've got, Garrett Stubbs, who are already slotted in for 3 of the 4 bench jobs he mentioned. And they said, now the Phillies might want a left-handed hitter or true outfielder for that last spot. So now is it Jay Cave who can hit left-handed? Is it Christian Pache who hits right-handed? Is it, so he's saying they're going to look at a bunch of these different ways to work in that last guy. And it all comes down to if the Phillies want a true center fielder, a right-handed bat, a left-handed bat, a guy who can come off the bench and steal a base. So he's saying towards the end of camp, they'll sit down and figure out the best way to go because there's definitely guys that you want to, that you don't want to lose.
I'll make my take right here. I think Sosa's traded.